Hey, YouTubers. This week, something quite historic happened to the nation's capital that will probably go under the radar. The U.S. Supreme Court issued a ruling that a federal immigration statute, which allowed immigrants that had previously been convicted of violent offenses to be deported more expediently, was in fact unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment because the phraseology violent criminal wasn't properly defined within the statute. Um, what is so remarkable about this decision is that it makes interesting bedfellows of justices that are of very divergent ideologies. This was one of the 5-4 cases, which the court was sharply divided on whether or not the federal immigration statute in question provided adequate notice. And the fifth vote wasn't supplied by a moderate justice. It was supplied by Justice Antonin Scalia's successor, Neil Gorsuch. And Neil Gorsuch had a very interesting quote in his opinion, and I'm going to see if I can bring it up here. And it kind of mimics the libertarian ideology that Gorsuch has espoused since his early days on the 10th Circuit. Oh, here it is. Vague laws can invite the exercise of arbitrary power by leaving the people in the dark about what the law demands and allowing prosecutors and courts to make it up as they go along. The law before us today is such a law. Now, I see where the peripheral cases are going to arise as to what is a violent criminal and what is not a violent criminal. I mean, you and I both know there are acts that can occur where somebody commits a nonviolent crime, but somebody is grievously harmed as a result of it. But I think in the bigger scheme of things, I'd probably side with the conservatives on this decision. And the reason why is this. When Congress drafted the federal immigration statute to provide that violent criminals were dealt with in an expedient manner, Congress, in its drafting history, relied upon a breadth of sources. And in each of those sources, they refer back to the Uniform Crime Report, the UCR, which is a document compiled by every police department and law enforcement agency in the country. Congress didn't pull that out of thin air. And for the court to neglect its existence, I think, kind of reeks of activism a bit, not completely, but a bit. And the more important thing about this decision is what we're used to for the last at least 20 years. In 5-4 decisions, we're used to Kennedy being the swing vote on the court, providing that crucial fifth vote. And a lot of spectators and con law nerds have said, well, if Kennedy leaves the court, who's going to be your swing vote? And I think that Gorsuch is slowly but surely kind of transitioning into that role as the swing vote on the court. Now, I know that the fact that Gorsuch voted to constitutionally invalidate this law, can't be sitting well with the Trump administration. But what it is going to do is it's going to open up a dialogue between both sides of the aisle in the U.S. Senate about appointing Kennedy's successor when he leaves office. Because obviously the Republicans now, after today's vote, they're going to want somebody more conservative. And the Democrats are going to be less concerned about giving it to them because they already arguably have their swing vote in Gorsuch.